Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Miss Dina English. I'm so happy that you are here with us today. Whether you are listening while you are walking, studying, relaxing at home, or traveling somewhere, thank you for spending this time with us.
And I'm really glad to be here too. We always imagine our listeners in different parts of the world learning English one conversation at a time. We hope this episode helps you improve your English and also gives you ideas that you can use in your real life.
Today, we are going to talk about something that almost everyone experiences at some point. We are talking about making friends at school.
This topic is especially important because school is often one of the first places where we learn how to build relationships with other people. Some friendships last only a few months, while others stay with us for many years.
We will use natural English that is comfortable for B1 to B2 learners. We want you to enjoy the conversation while learning useful vocabulary, expressions, and ideas.
And remember, you do not have to understand every single word immediately. Try to follow the conversation naturally. Every episode helps your listening become a little stronger.
Before we begin, here is a simple question for you to think about while you listen.
Think about your first good friend at school. How did you meet that person?
Maybe you sat next to each other in class.
Maybe you worked together on a school project.
Maybe you both liked the same subject, the same sport, or even the same music.
Or maybe you don't remember exactly how it happened because the friendship grew slowly over time.
However it happened, friendships often begin with very small moments.
A simple smile, a short conversation, or even asking someone for help can become the beginning of something meaningful.
Tom, let me ask you something. Were you good at making friends when you were in school?
Honestly, not at first. During my first weeks at a new school, I was very quiet. I wanted friends, but I didn't always know how to start conversations.
I think many of our listeners will understand that feeling.
I remember walking into the classroom and seeing groups of students already talking together. They all looked comfortable, and I wondered if there was a place for me.
Did that make you nervous?
Very nervous. I kept thinking, what if they don't like me? What if I say something strange? Those thoughts stayed in my head much longer than they should have.
It's interesting how our minds sometimes create problems before anything has actually happened.
Exactly. In reality, nobody was being unfriendly. Most students were simply talking to the people they already knew.
That is an important point. Sometimes we think people are ignoring us, but they may simply be busy or shy themselves.
Yes, and I discovered something surprising after a few weeks.
What happened?
One day, our teacher asked us to work in pairs. I was matched with a student named Daniel. We finished the assignment quickly, and then we just started talking about football.
So the conversation happened naturally.
Yes, we realized that we both supported the same football team, and suddenly we had plenty to talk about.
Isn't it amazing how one shared interest can make conversation much easier?
Absolutely. Before that day, I thought making friends required saying something clever or interesting.
But that wasn't true.
Not at all. It started with a very ordinary conversation.
I think that is a lesson many people need to hear.
Me too. Friendship often grows from simple moments, not from perfect conversations.
My experience was a little different.
Really? Tell us about it.
I changed schools when I was 12 years old, so I was the new student in my class.
That can be difficult because everyone already knows each other.
Exactly. During the first few days, I smiled at people, but I mostly listened instead of talking.
Were you shy?
A little. I wasn't afraid of speaking, but I didn't know what to say. I felt like everyone else already had their own group of friends.
Did anyone come and introduce themselves?
Yes. A girl noticed that I was reading a novel during lunch break. She walked over and asked me what I thought about the story.
That was a very simple question.
Yes, but it opened the door to a long conversation. We talked about books for almost the entire lunch break.
And did you become friends?
We did. In fact, we stayed friends all through school.
That shows how powerful simple curiosity can be.
Exactly. She didn't try to impress me. She simply asked a genuine question because she was interested.
Sometimes people think they need to be funny all the time.
Or they believe they must always know the perfect thing to say.
But real friendship usually doesn't begin that way.
It often begins with listening carefully and showing real interest in another person.
Listening is a skill that many people forget about.
That's true. When we are nervous, we often focus on ourselves.
We think about our clothes, our voice, our mistakes, or whether people like us.
But when we become interested in someone else, the conversation feels much more relaxed.
Let me give an example.
Go ahead.
Imagine you're sitting next to a classmate before the lesson begins.
Okay.
Instead of worrying about saying something impressive, you could simply ask, "How are you finding today's homework?"
Or you could ask, do you enjoy this subject?
Those questions are easy to answer and they help the other person feel included.
Exactly. Good conversations usually begin with comfortable questions, not difficult ones.
Another thing that helps is remembering small details.
What do you mean?
Suppose someone tells you they have a basketball game on Friday.
Then, on Monday, you can ask, how did your game go?
Yes, that shows you listened and remembered.
People appreciate that because it makes them feel important.
And making someone feel valued is one of the strongest foundations of friendship.
Of course, not every conversation becomes a friendship.
That's completely normal.
Sometimes you talk with someone once and never speak again.
Sometimes you need several conversations before you feel comfortable.
Building trust takes time.
Just like learning English, friendship improves through regular practice.
I like that comparison.
Both require patience, consistency, and a willingness to make small mistakes.
Yes, because no one has perfect conversations every day.
We all forget words, misunderstand people, or feel awkward sometimes.
The important thing is not giving up after one uncomfortable moment.
Every friendship has a beginning, and most beginnings are much simpler than people imagine.
One thing I have noticed over the years is that many students believe everyone else is more confident than they are.
Yes, but that is usually not true. Confidence can be very difficult to judge because many people hide their nervous feelings.
A student may look relaxed and comfortable on the outside while secretly wondering if anyone wants to talk to them.
Exactly. We often compare our inside feelings with other people's outside appearance, and that comparison is not fair.
Tom, have you ever discovered that someone you thought was confident was actually shy?
Many times. I remember one classmate who always smiled and answered questions during lessons. I thought he was one of the most confident students in the class.
But he wasn't.
One day, we were working together on a science project, and he admitted that he became nervous every time he had to speak in front of the class.
Really? I never would have guessed.
Neither would I. He said he practiced what he wanted to say several times before every presentation.
That reminds us that confidence is not the absence of fear.
Exactly. Sometimes confidence simply means doing something even though you feel nervous.
I think that idea can help many learners, both in school and in learning English.
Definitely. You do not have to wait until you feel completely confident before talking to someone.
Sometimes confidence grows after you take the first step.
Let's imagine another situation.
Okay.
It is the first day of a new school year. You walk into the classroom and you only recognize one or two faces.
Many students would immediately feel uncomfortable.
Yes, but instead of sitting alone and looking at your phone, you could simply smile and say hello to the person next to you.
Some people worry that saying hello is too simple.
Actually, simple is often best. A friendly greeting creates a comfortable beginning.
After that, you could ask a question like, is this your first class here? Or have you studied with this teacher before?
Those questions are natural because they relate to the situation you are both experiencing.
That is something many people forget. You do not always need an exciting topic.
The place around you already gives you many ideas.
You can talk about the lesson,
The homework,
the school event next week.
the sports competition.
Even the weather can sometimes begin a conversation.
It may sound ordinary, but ordinary conversations often become meaningful friendships.
Another important part of making friends is being a good listener.
I completely agree. People enjoy talking to someone who listens carefully instead of interrupting.
Listening does not mean staying completely silent all the time.
No, it means showing that you are interested.
You can nod your head.
You can smile.
You can ask a follow-up question.
Or you can say something simple like, "That sounds interesting."
These small responses help the other person feel comfortable.
Let me tell you about something that happened during my last year of school.
I'd love to hear it.
A new student joined our class halfway through the year. He hardly spoke during the first week.
I imagine that was difficult for him.
Very difficult. During lunch, he usually sat alone reading a magazine.
What changed?
One afternoon, I noticed the magazine was about photography, and I happened to enjoy taking pictures too.
So you already had something in common.
Yes, I simply asked him what kind of camera he liked.
Such a small question.
But he immediately smiled. We spent almost the entire lunch break talking about cameras, nature, and travel.
That conversation probably made him feel welcome.
He told me later that he had been hoping someone would speak to him, but he was too nervous to start.
That story is a good reminder.
Sometimes the person sitting quietly beside you is waiting for exactly the same friendship that you are looking for.
We often think we are the only nervous person in the room.
When in reality, several people may feel exactly the same way.
Let's also talk about group activities, because schools often ask students to work together.
Group projects can actually be excellent opportunities to build friendships.
Even if you don't become close friends immediately, you learn how people think and communicate.
Working together also creates shared experiences.
Shared experiences are very important because they give you something to talk about later.
Maybe your group finished a difficult project.
Maybe you laughed together after making a funny mistake.
Or maybe everyone stayed after school to prepare a presentation.
Those moments create memories.
And memories help friendships become stronger over time.
Of course, not every group project is easy. Sometimes people disagree.
That is completely normal.
Real friendship does not mean agreeing about everything.
It means treating each other with respect even when your opinions are different.
Respect is one of the most valuable qualities in any friendship.
It means listening without making fun of someone,
Speaking politely.
being honest without being unkind,
Helping when someone needs support.
and celebrating another person's success instead of feeling jealous.
I like that point because good friends encourage each other.
They are happy when their friends succeed.
They do not see friendship as a competition.
Exactly. Everyone has different strengths.
Some students are great at mathematics.
Others enjoy art or music.
Some are excellent athletes.
Others make people laugh with their sense of humor.
A good friendship allows everyone to be themselves.
And that is one of the best feelings you can have at school.
When you know people accept you for who you are, you become more relaxed and more confident.
Friendship doesn't require perfection. It simply asks for kindness, patience, respect, and the courage to begin one small conversation.
As we continue our conversation, let's talk about something that many students experience but do not always talk about openly. Sometimes you try to become friends with someone, but it simply doesn't work.
Yes, and that can feel disappointing. Maybe the other person already has a close group of friends, or maybe your personalities are just different.
It is important to remember that this does not mean there is something wrong with you.
Exactly. Friendship is not something that can be forced. Just like everyone has different favorite foods or hobbies, people also connect with different personalities.
Sometimes we spend too much energy trying to make one specific person like us.
When there may be another classmate who would enjoy being our friend without any pressure.
That is why being yourself is so important.
Because pretending to be someone else is very tiring.
And even if people like the person you are pretending to be, they aren't really getting to know the real you.
Real friendship grows from honesty.
Tom, what qualities do you think make someone a good friend?
That is a great question. For me, kindness comes first.
I agree.
A kind person does not need to be the funniest or the most popular student in school.
Kindness makes people feel safe.
I also think reliability is important.
Can you explain that word for our listeners?
Of course, reliability means people can trust you. If you promise to help with homework or meet after class, you try your best to keep that promise.
Trust is built through small actions repeated over time.
Exactly. People remember how you treat them much more than they remember impressive words.
Another quality I admire is encouragement.
Yes, a good friend celebrates your progress instead of comparing themselves with you.
They say, "Well done," instead of feeling jealous.
And when you make a mistake, they help you learn instead of making you feel embarrassed.
That creates a healthy friendship where both people continue growing.
Speaking of mistakes, let's talk about something that worries many English learners.
You mean making grammar mistakes while talking?
Exactly.
I know many students avoid conversations because they think their English is not good enough.
But if everyone waited until their English was perfect, nobody would ever speak.
That is very true.
Communication is always more important than perfection.
Most people care much more about understanding you than about every small grammar mistake.
And every conversation is another opportunity to improve.
So, if you are learning English at school, don't be afraid to practice with your classmates.
You might improve your language skills and make a new friend at the same time.
Now, let's review some useful vocabulary from today's episode.
The first word is confident.
Confident means believing in yourself and feeling comfortable with what you are doing.
For example, she became more confident after speaking English every day.
Our next word is curious.
Curious means wanting to learn or know more about something or someone.
For example, he was curious about his new classmates' hobbies.
Another useful word is respect.
Respect means treating other people politely and valuing their opinions and feelings.
You could say, good friendships are built on respect.
Another important word is reliable.
Reliable means a person keeps promises and can be trusted.
For example, my best friend is always reliable when I need help.
We also use the word encourage.
To encourage someone means to give them confidence and support.
You could say, my classmates encouraged me before my presentation.
Another useful expression is have something in common.
It means two people share the same interests, experiences, or opinions.
For example, we became friends because we had many hobbies in common.
Finally, we talked about trust.
Trust means believing that someone is honest, kind, and dependable.
Every strong friendship grows stronger through trust.
Before we finish today's episode, we'd like you to think about one simple question.
What is one small thing you can do this week to become a better friend?
Maybe you can smile at someone new.
Maybe you can invite a classmate to study together.
Maybe you can simply ask someone how their day is going and really listen to the answer.
Remember, small actions often create the biggest changes.
And if you are starting at a new school or feeling lonely right now, we hope this conversation reminds you that you are not alone.
Many students around the world have the same worries, the same questions, and the same hope of finding good friends.
Friendships do not usually appear in one day.
They grow little by little through conversations, shared experiences, kindness, and patience.
So don't be discouraged if it takes time.
Keep smiling, keep being genuine, and keep giving yourself opportunities to meet new people.
If you enjoyed today's episode, we'd love to hear from you.
You can write in the comments, I'm your name from your country, and one quality I value most in a friend is.
It's a wonderful way to practice your English while sharing your thoughts with learners from all over the world.
We always enjoy reading your comments and learning about your experiences.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us today.
Keep practicing your English, keep believing in yourself, and remember that every great friendship begins with one simple conversation.
Take care of yourself, keep learning, and we'll see you again very soon.
Goodbye, everyone, and thank you for listening to Miss Dina English.